Hello there. Welcome to Gary John's Journal, Chapter 1. I'm Gary John. This is a place where songwriters can tell their stories. Speaking of which, I'm working on a little something right here. Oh, who could that be? I'm always curious about knocking sounds in the night. Coming! It's Alex Ruwe. Come on in, Alex Ruwe. My gosh.
How are you?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Nice to
what
see
are you
you.
doing walking around here?
Just walking around here.
Come on, man. Let me take your coat there.
Oh, thank you.
Nice. Have a seat. Oh, this is great.
This is nice.
I tell you, it's always wise when talent knocks on your door to offer them a comfortable seat. What a surprise. You know, I've been thinking about your songwriting ever since I saw you at the venue on Main.
Oh, is that right?
Was that last week, I guess, already? But, I just love it. Can I offer you a beverage of some sort?
Do you have a beer? I love a beer.
We have beer. Artemis, I got Alex Ruwe here. He likes IPA, if I remember correctly. Now, where is that guy? I'm sorry, Alex. He might be taking a break, but he is sort of like a feral cat. I mean, you don't see him much, but they're around. That looks darn good. I wish I had a little of that action. Whoa. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
So I gotta ask, do you mind if I ask you some songwriting questions?
I'd love to. Let's dive in.
Do you remember the first song that you ever wrote?
Oh, yeah. I do remember the first song that I wrote. First song that I ever wrote. So I joined a band when I was like 14 years old, freshman in high school. We were called the San Felice Agency, which is a cigar company. My dad had this old, we practiced by this pool table upstairs in my parents' house. And my dad had this old cigar billboard. And the name of the company was San Felice Agency, so that was the band. And the first song that I wrote with that band was called Chillbox. And it was it was about some very a silly song. My friends all like to tease me about it now. The opening line to the song was "Come chill with me in my chill box." It was about me trying to ask girls to come hang out with me in this place. And but anyway, that was the first song that I ever wrote. My buddy was with Daryl Hayes, Daniel LeMay. My buddy Daniel had this super cool guitar solo in it. And about, as you'll laugh, about 9 months ago, I found the piece of paper that I hand wrote the lyrics on from, I'm 33 now, so that was, 17, 18 years ago.
My gosh. So it sort of started, you had the band, and you just naturally said, we need material?
Yeah.
Is that what led to it?
Yeah, more or less. We were a cover band, so we played like 311 and Red Hot Chili Peppers and some Tom Petty and stuff like that. And then, we decided we wanted to, try and come up with some of our own songs and stuff. And I wrote for our newspaper at the time. And when I was a little kid, I wrote like silly poems and stuff. And so I sort of just took I'll be the writer for the band. And I didn't play an instrument back then.
I was going to ask you, do you play guitar?
So I wasn't playing guitar. I was the front man. I wasn't playing guitar. I grew up playing piano. And then I joined that. We started this band, and I quit piano because at the time I was telling my parents there's no piano in rock and roll bands, and that's not true at all. But that's sort of what I told myself. So I gave up that instrument and just sang for a while, and then picked that instrument up my senior year of high school, along with playing guitar, and so.
So I'm wondering the song. Did it work? Did you get chicks to come into your box?
I think I was successful. In hindsight, I think I was successful.
He remembers the song. He's not sure about the chicks. Okay.
Well, I'm on camera. Now maybe be cautious about it.
It was a long time ago.
That's right.
Far, far away.
That's right.
Okay. Let me ask you about the C word. Collaboration. Do you collaborate? I remember. I think you said that you go out to Colorado every year, and or what? Do you like collaborating, or how's that?
So I do. I like writing and composing by myself, but I do like to collaborate. About I was going to say 5 years ago, but I think it's more like 6 or 7 actually. So in college, I had another band, which had like 3 different names, one of which was That's What She Said. It was our college band. And Sean Kimzey was the drummer in that band. He was a freshman, and I think we were sophomores and juniors. Mm-hmm. And he left to go to Chicago to go study production. And so Sean and I didn't speak for 7, 8, 9 years. And then, but I was working in healthcare at that time, but I was still I was writing songs still, and I'd put an original song every once in a while. Sean sent me a message one time. He said, "Hey, why don't you come to Chicago sometime? And, I've got a studio in my home. Let's work on some music." So I went up there, and over the course of like 4 days, we just partied and recorded my material and stuff like that, and really just hit it off. Sort of that just sort of reignited that friendship. And so we did that while he was in Chicago. Like every other month, I would go up there for a long weekend and write and compose. And then he moved to Denver, and so so the geographically it was in a different place, and so we weren't able to do those every other month sort of thing. So what we evolved it to was we started renting a cabin in the mountains in Jefferson, Colorado, and we drive out there with SUV full of equipment and build a studio inside of these cabins, and then spend 4 or 5 days together just writing songs, composing songs, and
I think there was the partying aspect.
That's been consistent. It's been consistent. I can't let it go. So as far as collaboration goes, so Sean is obviously we've probably cut 60 or 70 or 80 songs.
He's on your albums that you have now, right?
Yeah. So Loose Ends is 100% collaborative efforts. The musical aspect of it we've made together. I've handled all the lyrical stuff. Sean's handled all of the engineering and mixing and mastering. He gives me a little bit of credit on the production stuff, but I really don't touch anything other than offer feedback on mixes about what I think needs to stand out a little bit more and stuff like that.
I mean, Loose Ends, which I have, is the mix is just fabulous. I mean, it's
he's good, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's really good. I have a lot of respect for Sean, and I hope we continue to make. I'm there again in. 3rd week of January for another long weekend. So we brought in a guitarist who's an old friend of Sean's from Chicago, so he flies out, and then a buddy of mine from, since we were babies, Mac Mills, lives in Denver. So Mac plays bass, Mike's the guitarist, Sean's the drummer. I jump between keys, guitar, and then vocals. And so we met for the first time last January, did another session in March. And so we're going to do 2 more of these sessions, and then we're going to release a record from these 4 sessions.
Mighty fine.
Which I'm really excited about.
Count me in on those.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. There's one of the tunes in particular, a tune I played the other night. It's called Knowing the Both of Us, and it was one that I finished it, and he goes, "That's yours. It's one of your tunes. You recognize it was one of my songs." Yeah. And that, I think, is probably one of the stronger pieces, like stronger ideas, from music and lyrical concept and melody and so forth that I think I probably ever made. So
that one did stand out. I remember. I was like,
and it's really cool with what the other fellows have put on it. So I'm excited about that.
Well, enough about Sean.
That's right.
I think when I saw you the other night, I think I put a $20 bill in your tip jar because I wanted to hear my favorite song.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song is Life Worth Living.
Okay.
Let me tell the people about this.
Okay.
Life Worth Living is a perfect Chapter 1 Gary John Journal song, and because it talks about creative process and stuff, but also real life. You got to balance those things. Why the heck am I yakking about this? Let's let Alex Ruwe tell his story. Did you happen to bring your guitar with you?
I did, but I did not. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Well, that is my guitar.
Oh. That's Artemis is what that is. So go ahead. Let's hear this thing.
Can I play for you?
Yeah.
The quick tune. It's cold these days.
Yeah. I love that guitar. It's a very mellow sound. We were talking about that earlier.
I've been thrilled with this thing. Like I said, it was a gift for my folks when I was 18, 19 years old. So it's been with me for 15 years now.
Wow. There you go.
Been everywhere. Don't spill the beer,
right.
Alex. All right.
We blame Artemis.
So here is A Life Worth Living. If you only had one wish, would you wish for something big? Maybe diamonds and islands, a yacht out on the sea. Something fancy on your wrist, one big endless trip. The best things in life are, that ain't things at all. The clock's ticking and it don't stop ticking. Get to living the life you've been given. Fill it up with things worth missing. A couple kids and a spouse who likes kissing. Find a house with a yard where you can kick it. Fill it with friends and a dog who's only licking. A record player that never stops spinning. Now that to me is a life worth living singing. That's a life worth living singing. That's a life worth living singing. Work hard, live how you want to. Hard work can make dreams come true. Don't forget the reasons we are here. It's in the way we make folks feel. We were born to love, to learn, to heal. And a house of love always a house of things. Keep that in mind as you chase those dreams. I'm singing, clock's ticking and it don't stop ticking. Get to living the life you've been given. Fill it up with things worth missing. A couple kids and a spouse who likes kissing. Find a house with a yard where you can kick it. Fill it with friends and a dog who's always licking. The record player that never stops spinning. Now that to me is a life worth living singing. It's 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 a life worth living singing.
Oh boy, that was beautiful. That's
Thank you, my friend.
That is just a great song. Tell you what, I'm got a song here that I wrote a while ago, but I've always heard a harmony part on it. And you've sort of got a connection with Spain. Sounds like you were there recently,
there,
right?
yeah.
And this is sort of it's called Isabella. It's sort of got a Spanish feel, but when I get around to the chorus, throw in a high harmony. Let's see what it sounds like.
You got it? Let's give it a
It's
shot.
just a simple tune. I loved you. I still do. They said ashes to ashes. I still can't believe it's true. Can you see me now? And all my sin. Without you beside me, I'm drifting in the wind. Isabella, Isabella. Could have done so much more than I did. Darling, can you hear me? Can you forgive? Isabella, Isabella. miss you esta noche y mañana too. How long is forever? It's my life without you. Oh man,
What a beautiful
that's
song.
just, well, thank you. That's just like I always pictured it, man. Thank
Oh,
you.
I love it. I love it.
He just throws in those parts like nothing, I tell you. Well, you know what? There's something else I really wanted to bring up. And this is all from just seeing you one time playing you live. But it turns out that you, sir, have written a book.
I have.
And it's called Good Night, Little Darlings.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me the story, if you will, about how this thing came about. What's the deal?
Yeah, so I have three nieces, Ellie Rose, Olivia Pearl, and Lillian Grace. And about 4 years ago, I wrote this song, and it was sort of to walk them through a bedtime routine at night. Little ideas and things that I thought that they should do in order to sleep well for that evening, in order to make the most of the next day. So I wrote the song, and about a year later, I was thinking, and I was like, I think it's very graphic. It's something that like an illustrator could bring to life in pictures, and so I reached out to several illustrators, hired several illustrators to mock up, versions of this. I wasn't really happy with anything until I met Patricia Carcelen, and she is the person who ended up illustrating this for me. And so we made the book. She finished all the illustrations for it, and then I went to print the book 2 years ago, and I couldn't afford to print it. I could print a handful of copies and stuff, but for it to make sense to sell it and so forth, I just wasn't in position to do so. And so we finally were in position to do so this year. And so we just printed it about a month ago. It's been out for about a month now. And it's cool. She did a really nice job. She made it sort of an international book by incorporating, skin tones and clothing from all different cultures from all around the world. And the feedback on it has been overwhelmingly positive, and we're really happy with it, proud of it. And
I gotta ask, would you play the song? I'll turn the pages.
I'd be happy to.
All right,
be happy to.
Please do. So, by the way, if you come see Alex live, you too can get an autographed copy. It's worth a lot more. Yeah. Okay.
Good night, little darlings. Well, good night, little darlings. Grab your little princess nightgowns. Good night, little darlings. Remove your little princess crowns. It's time to go upstairs, brush our teeth, say our prayers, kiss our parents, turn out the light. Good night, little darlings, adieu, mis princesses, sleep tight. Good night, little darlings, close your eyes, lay back and rest. Good night, little darlings, did we rise and shine and give the day our best? If we learned and we played, if we were kind and obeyed, and grateful we remained all day. Good night, little darlings, adieu, mis princesses, sleep tight. Well, tomorrow when you rise, give thanks that you're alive. Stretch your arms, reach for the sky. Eat an apple, stand up straight. think of thoughts, don't be late. Last but not least, wear your smile. Draw the blankets ever near. Tomorrow will soon be here. Each day is a new chance to shine. Good night, little darlings. Adieu, mis princesses. Sleep tight. Well, adieu, mis princesses. Sleep tight.
Damn it, I gotta admit, when I heard you sing that, I teared up. I did. I'm all right. Leave me alone. Beautiful. Now here's the thing. What a treat to have the book, while the singing's going on. But look right here. If you get this book and you scan right here, you can get this guy right here to sing. Is that right?
That's right.
While you're turning the page. That's just fantastic. I don't know what to say. But thank you. That's just beautiful. And, anybody with kids, especially young girls, what just a nice way to bring that day to an end.
Yeah, that was the hope. The other piece of the story I didn't tell was that we recorded the song 3 different times as well. Once my version, then I hired another guitarist to work up a rendition of it, and it wasn't until Gary Gordon, who's the producer, and Robert Boland. Robert Boland is a multi-instrumentalist out of Southern Illinois, and his arrangement, if you hear that version, with the QR code, is cello and acoustic guitar.
Oh,
and he finally made it just float. Yeah, it's real soothing, and anyway, sort of like the Illustrators, we had to try several different times to find the right one, but I think we found the right one, and we're really excited and happy with it.
That's a good point, I got to say, for anybody aspiring or experienced songwriters. You've got to go through some changes sometimes to get it right. Yeah. Whether it's money or just you don't quite, you do what it takes.
That's it. Well, I think that's one of the my bigger lessons this year has been like, making great things. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of investment, whether that's financial investment or talent or seeking out talent, and then not just making the thing, but then presenting it. There's just a lot of pieces that go into it. Anyway, and I feel like I appreciate that more after this year.
I bet. But isn't the real juice when you've finished the song?
Oh, yeah.
And the other stuff that happens, it's almost like you create things twice. Mm-hmm. Once you sort of hear something, and then you create it again by rendering it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you learn to do it. Once you write, you write it. I feel like sometimes I'll write a song, and sometimes it takes me a long time before I feel like I can really deliver it. Yeah. I can sing it really well. I have a tune I've attempted. I've played that the other night. That's coming out next year. I play it, but it's not where it's going to be, and I need to play it another 50 times, and then all the pieces will come together. And it's like, now I can really deliver this song. Right. And that was something I was really conscious of. And the fast was like, well, you wrote it, now you can sing it. Well, maybe there's a little bit more development of on that aspect that needs to take place as well.
Beautiful. Well, I got to tell you, I really appreciate you dropping by. Just before you go, though, I got a request.
Of course.
I have here, this is Gary Jones' journal, and you are the first guest I've ever had on this show. Ain't I lucky? So this is chapter 1. But if you wouldn't mind, just give me your autograph. And if you want to write a little comments about this, eventually, for this session, everybody in the staff that's out there, they're going to sign it too. But you go ahead and sign it, and make some little comments, and we'll just have it for posterity.
I love it, my friend.
All right.
What a pleasure.
Pleasure is mine.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to go see if I can find that guy Artemis.
Chase him down.
Artemis, it's getting late, you know. I tell you what.
We ain't well paid, nobody knows our names. They like to say that we've lost our way. This road can be so lonesome. Parents say that it's time to come home soon. We ain't been home in so